My name is Joe Cesa. I'm the owner of Joe Coffee. I roast here at Pumpkin Market, 1610 South Street, Philadelphia. I've been in the coffee business about 8 years now. I've always been interested in coffee, like all my life. And when I was a young fellow, I went to Italy. My family's Italian. I went to Italy for a while, a few times, and coffee's really a part of the culture, especially over there. Every community has a little coffee house. Everybody goes there in the morning. Kids go there in the morning on their way to school, with businessmen and everybody else lined up. They get their espresso, latte, cappuccino, knock it down, start walking. People at the counter know everybody. It's such a part, it's a piece of the fabric, They'll ask questions about their families, and it's truly a third space, like they talk about a coffee house in the U.S. It really is. And they talk politics. No one seems to kill each other over it. I don't know, they seem to be a little more accepting than of diverse opinions than we are. And people I knew that had gone to Italy before me, they all said the same thing. Oh God, I wish there was a coffee house. I wish there was an Italian coffee house in Philly. I wish there was an Italian coffee in the United States. And then I had started hearing that there were places like that in Seattle that were opening. And I always thought about having a coffee house, and I finally did it. I've been in food service for decades, and I always kept thinking about doing a coffee house. I wanted a space where people could get together and share ideas and diverse opinions, and it just seemed like the normal, natural thing to do. And then I started doing research about it, for a business plan. And before I opened, I went to Seattle. There was a trade show. And then I kept learning more and more about fair trade. I knew a little bit that I would read in the paper. So I knew that when I was opening, it was going to be my coffee house was going to be 100% organic, fair trade. And nobody in Philadelphia was doing that and promoting it at the time. Some people sold fair trade coffee, it was a big secret. Unless you saw the bag, or you read, or you knew what you were looking at, or someone told you, you had no idea. And most people that I would talk to didn't think that was a good idea. Not one person told me before I opened don't talk about that. If that's what you think is the good thing to do it. But to make yourself feel good. But don't go telling people Jesus Christ, you're going to turn people off. And I still hear some people tell me the same thing 8 years later. Just why, you shouldn't have had nothing to do. Nobody cares. And fair trade's come a lot farther than where it was 8 years ago.